Hi, Typography G340. How you guys doing? Hey, man, this is week 8. Welcome to week 8 already. Wow, this just class whipped by, didn't it? I was just I was just looking over at the module 1 announcements way back here. Looking at this welcome to G340 GRA 340 typography. I was going, wow, that just happened so quick. Anyways, so and then we have all our announcements through the weeks, and I just want to stop with this one. Welcome to week 8. And actually, let's go through, I want to talk about week 7 really quick. Okay, let's go to week 7. And then um, we had discussing of the use of type to engage audience, engage visual interest with that discussion board critiques on our typographic portraits, as well as our short paper on typographic portrait rationale. Now, I realize this isn't a writing class, guys. I get it. So I mean, I'm not, I'm not looking for the next great American author here. I'm just looking for you to cover the basics. However, you do need to cover the basics. So please stick to actually, I should say, good job sticking to your rubrics, guys. Most of you did a really good job on that portrait rationale. I should say just about all of you who turned it in got it. The rationale is there. You understand. Now, as far as, and then our peer critiques are always important, guys. Just one quick word on critique. You're going to get critiques the rest of your life. Either you're going to get critiques the rest of your life, or you're going to give critiques for the rest of your life, or both. Personally, I get critiques all day, every day, and I give critiques all day. As a principal designer in my studio, I'm also play the role of the AD, of course, so I'm giving critique all day long. But guess what? I'm wide open. If somebody wants to talk about my design work, I'm wide open for it. Even though I'm the principal, I'll take a second-year designer and listen to exactly what they're saying. Okay, and if there's room for improvement, I'm there. I don't care where the comments come from. Critique is critique. It's up to us to understand and recognize that we're responsible for correcting things that other people see in our work. Just because we don't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Okay, that is why critique is so important. And I do also want to emphasize that one little fun fact that I shared a couple weeks ago about statistics do time and again show that designers who have good critical skills get promoted earlier and more often than those who don't. And critical skills, good critical skills are a direct path between an entry-level designer and an art director. And I don't mean that's going to happen overnight. We know that doesn't happen. But if that is your goal, then I think being critical and understanding the critique process and the value behind it is very, very, very important for you to understand. Okay, enough of that. Let's jump over to week 8. You got some study days this week, guys. Thursday and Friday are study days. So, I mean, I'm here. I'll be here all week. I always hang out in the studio pretty much all day, every day on the final week of class because I know that a lot of students need me, and I'm here. So please keep that in mind. And this week is absolutely no exception to that. So as I said, we got Thursday and Friday are study days. But this week, you don't have a discussion board. So we can spend this week working on the final submission, the 11 by 17 typographic portrait with your rationale. Now, again, this is not an English, this is not a creative writing class. I'd like to see good work on your typographic portrait. If you find yourself crunched on time, I would prefer you spend more time on the portrait itself and less time on the writing. In a perfect world, you can develop both equally, but I understand how time constraints work. So, the typographic portrait guys, listen, okay? I know some of you are frustrated. I get it. I totally get it. This assignment is not perfectly suited for all of us at all. It means nothing pointing to your typographic skills, okay? I spend a lot of time talking about typography in terms of of basic things like grid and hierarchy and alignment and basic elemental principles of typography in order to propel you to the next level in your typographic use and rationale. That said, the final portrait is not something that we would consider to be a daily typographic practice, okay? So if you find yourself a little frustrated because you think that your work is not exactly where it should be, don't sweat it. I get it completely, okay? I really want to make that specifically clear. I am not going to grade anybody by looking at their final portrait and going, oh, this is terrible. We can't give you a good grade here. That is not what this is about, folks. If you don't get a great grade, guess what? I'm going to give you a good, solid rationale as to why, so that you can take this portrait and apply some of the basic elements and principles of design, okay? So I guess what I'm saying here is that I do completely understand that this basic art project is not necessarily indicative of your daily grind as a graphic designer working in typography. Okay, so that said, get them done though, guys. I mean, you guys are doing awesome stuff. I mean, I was just looking through some of my recordings and looking at the work and just going, wow, man, this is good stuff. So I'm super excited to see the finals. And like I said, there's no discussion board this week, so work on this. I'm here every day if you need help, if you need me to bounce some ideas off you, if you want some reaction or opinions or observations, whatever, please do not hesitate to get with me. One thing I do ask of you, though, is if you would post your questions over here in the discussion board. If you want some further clarification or some further ideas, comments, critique on your work, put them in the general discussions, okay? The general questions, because there's no discussion board this week. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you put them there, I'll see them, and that way I can give you a critique, probably going to be a video critique, and that way all the classmates, everybody can benefit from whatever comments that might happen to be relevant in that particular example, okay? So that's all I have, folks. And again, I just want to reiterate, I'm here all week, every day, all day. If you have problems, questions, comments, concerns, please don't expect any turnaround time on my part. I should be back to you within hours, if not overnight, then definitely within hours. Okay, awesome, guys. Thanks. Have a great week.